After more than 3 years of waiting, 2 Santa Clarita families will get some closure tomorrow.
This week, the Cougars will return home to face off against Grossmont at 7 p.m. at Cougar Stadium.
But as COC students may have noticed in the Honor Grove earlier this week,
develop people who build better tomorrows.
This is Kelly Price reporting from Vista Valencia for COC News.
Tonight on Canyons News, as artificial intelligence becomes more common, teachers are rethinking how they grade. We take a look at how AI is affecting classrooms.
A growing community is getting a boost in public safety, how a new facility will help firefighters protect local residents.
Local pastors say there's been a new trend in the younger generation. What they believe is behind the shift. Tonight's edition of Canyons News starts now.
How will this affect the rest of the job market?
Welcome to Canyons News.
Live from Mentry Hall, with news from around the Santa Clarita Valley. This is Canyons News.
Good evening, I'm Michaela Eastman.
And I'm Cole Sand. Today is June 4th, 2026. Here's the latest from the Canyons newsroom. Artificial intelligence is making its way through classrooms. As more students turn to AI for help with assignments, educators are weighing the benefits against concerns about its impact on learning. Here's reporter Catherine Montenegro with more.
Artificial intelligence has made its way into students' lives. From students using AI to help them complete schoolwork, it raises the question of whether these students are using it as a tool or as a cheat code.
The issue for me with AI is that it's affecting the critical thinking skills of our students. And for me, the big issue is one of incentive structures.
Creating a dependence for AI, students have stopped doing their work altogether and rely on AI to give them the solutions they need for assignments. This has caused many issues for teachers who want to teach their curriculums.
The students want the learning, but they feel that the grades are the only thing that measures that. And so they basically are willing to do whatever it takes to get a good grade.
The use of AI is raising alarms to teachers and staff on how much a student is actually learning in school.
I think AI is just like a cheat, like an easy way out, and I think it's taking away from a lot of actual upcoming creative artists.
This has caused many issues for teachers who want to teach their curriculums. Teachers have begun trying to find a workaround to this problem, from giving paper assignments, using AI checkers, and even introducing grade inflation. Teachers are stuck trying to figure out how they will bypass AI.
The way we know it's AI is that it tends to very elegantly say nothing. So the way large language models work is that they are giving a mathematical prediction of what the next word is going to be based on a trained algorithm. There's no creativity or originality in that.
Impact unfolds upon students' education. It is now up to teachers to find ways to overcome this issue. For Canyons News, I'm Catherine Montenegro.
Here in Santa Clarita, summer break for the Saugus Union School District is coming soon. But for 6th graders moving on to junior high, some teachers are worried about the workload and expectations coming their way. Canyons News' Mar Lopez has more.
It's nearly summertime for the school children of Santa Clarita, and while the gloomy clouds will soon make way for sunshine, one 6th grade teacher thinks there's a bigger storm for her students just on the horizon.
It's going to get far more complicated pretty quickly, and I think it's going to be a real struggle making that shift if they're not on solid ground in elementary school.
Adina Ang, a 6th grade teacher at Bridgeport Elementary, has been working with upper grade students for nearly 3 decades. This year, however, she's noticed a troubling trend among her soon-to-be middle schoolers, who are just months away from entering the 7th grade.
It's different. It's different. It's not like anything that I saw 25 years ago. or even 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago. That's when the shift really started. And in the last 5 years, the differences are profound.
Ang worries how technology and social media have changed the way students mature as learners in the classroom.
It's that level of personal accountability and responsibility. That's an area that has really become weaker over time. This is the result of how things are different now. And it worries me.
Despite that, Ang remains committed to helping out her students. And as her 6th graders become 7th graders, Ang remains concerned, but optimistic.
Yeah, I think they do want to help each other. I do see that I think that's still there. They still want to help one another. Sometimes I think they struggle with how to do that.
For Canyons News, I'm Mad Lopez.
The spring 2026 semester at COC is coming to a close, and graduation is right around the corner. The 57th commencement ceremony will be held at Cougar Stadium tomorrow. NBC4 Weekend Evening News anchor Jonathan Gonzalez is set to be the keynote speaker for the ceremony. COC is expecting almost 2,300 graduates, representing 116 majors. The oldest graduate is 75 years old, while the youngest graduates are 17. Gates will open at 5 p.m. and the ceremony will begin at 6.
A change to a CalFresh food assistance program could make it tougher for some people to qualify for food benefits. Thousands across Southern California could be affected by new federal SNAP requirements. The new rules took effect Monday for new applicants and will apply to current recipients when they recertify. Adults ages 18 to 64 who do not live with a child under 14 must meet work or work-related requirements unless exempt. CalFresh says those affected must work at least 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month. The change stems from President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act signed last July. For more information, visit cdss.ca.gov.
For people affected by the new SNAP rules, one local organization is helping fill the gap. Reporter Catherine Montenegro shows us how a local food bank is making a difference.
The Santa Clarita Grocery is a local food bank located at Centerpoint Parkway in Santa Clarita. They give to the community, allowing people to retrieve accessible groceries.
Every distribution we distribute between 1.75 and 2 tons of groceries. And the model is you get a week's worth of groceries. If any of you are having a hard time making ends meet, please come here and you'll be our guest.
This food bank allows residents to stop by and pick up groceries for the week. It provides a place that the community can look for in helping them out. With a goal of helping SCV, Santa Clarita Grocery looks forward to helping out those in need each week.
The boxes, like you can see, came from the stores, all kind of stores. So what we're doing is go through the food and make sure everything is good. Because sometimes there's something that is not good. The main thing is what I would eat, I give out. What I wouldn't eat, I don't give.
The Santa Clarita Grocery is a local resource that provides food and groceries to approximately 60 to 70 families per day.
I'm right now preparing like all the perishable like vegetables to donate to the local forest for any animals. So we're kind of like using the decompose.
Volunteering plays a huge role in this. Santa Clarita Grocery offers volunteering opportunities to the Santa Clarita Valley. This provides experience that will help prepare its volunteers for the workforce.
I'll give you some interesting facts about Santa Clarita Grocery. It takes 91 volunteers a week for this machine to work properly. So when you think about it, 10 volunteers is a lot, but it requires 91.
Santa Clarita Grocery goes out of its way to help the community. This nonprofit organization works hard to help provide food and products to the community. For Canyons News, I'm Catherine Montenegro.
A new state-of-the-art fire station within Santa Clarita's newest community is in the works. Reporter Terry Collier has more on how the station's eventual arrival will affect fire protection and emergency response times.
1, 2, 3. The city of Santa Clarita in Los Angeles County celebrated a milestone with a groundbreaking ceremony for Fire Station 46 in the Valencia community.
Every fire station is important. Every single one is a treasure. Every single one supports the men and women in the fire department.
City and county leaders expressed the significance of the groundbreaking.
This 13,000 square foot state-of-the-art station reflects our shared commitment to strengthening fire protection and the emergency response. Fire Station 46 has been thoughtfully designed with room to grow as the community needs evolve.
Fire Station 46, slated to open in October 2027, will be located within Valencia by 5 Point, a residential community in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Especially here built to the south around Magic Mountain, the added services is huge.
The city agrees.
Every investment that is for public safety, for emergencies, is always welcome in the city of Santa Clarita.
As fire season nears, the community is encouraged to do their part in fire prevention.
Readiness, preparedness, that's our wildfire action plan, Ready, Set, Go. If you need more on Ready, Set, Go, you can go to our website. That's fire.lecounty.gov. It's fire.lecounty.gov. And there's plenty of information on Ready, Set, Go and gives you good ideas and tips on how to be prepared.
When construction concludes in 2027, Fire Station 46 crews will be greeted daily by the sight of the city's popular roller coaster themed landmark.
Be able to see the old Magic Mountain as we knew it growing up, and it's a great backdrop for us.
This is Terry Mitchell Collier reporting for Canyons News.
From a small church in Castaic to packed services in Valencia, local pastors say they're noticing a shift, especially among younger adults. Reporter Deborah Morth has more.
Across Santa Clarita and around the country, churches are reporting rising baptisms and renewed interest in faith. At Real Life Church in Valencia, pastors say baptisms have surged.
Here in this past year at Real Life, we've seen some really explosive growth. We're already just over 300 baptisms for the year. We had almost 700 baptisms last year in 2025.
But pastors say the growing interest goes beyond attendance numbers. At Freedom's Way Baptist Church in Castaic, Pastor Jerry Cook says some younger people are searching for what they see as something more genuine and direct.
We're seeing kids and young adults that want truth, but they want it unvarnished. They don't want a thin veneer of religiosity. They just want the clear, unadulterated truth.
Pastors say the renewed interest is coming from different generations, including adults returning to beliefs they left behind years earlier.
I think there's also a lot of people that maybe grew up in the church, went to college or became an adult and kind of explored different things and found the world lacking. And then as an adult, then are starting to return to their faith and really starting to own and take their faith a little bit more seriously.
But pastors also say the growing interest may be driven by a mix of faith, curiosity, and social trends.
When it comes to the resurgence that we're seeing around the country, I think part of it is good, and then I think part of it is also I'm following other people.
But both pastors agree the renewed interest in faith is becoming much harder to ignore. This is Deborah Morth reporting for Canyons News.
Coming up next on Canyons News, need a fresh cup of joe but tired of the same old brew? Coffee drinkers now have a new option.
And we are tracking an organization here in our own backyard that is drawing attention for all the right reasons. Stay tuned. Canyons News will return after this break.
When breaking news happens, we're always there first. The student-driven news agency at College of the Canyons is dedicated to give you the headlines, the facts, and the stories that matter to you. Santa Clarita stories told by the journalists of tomorrow. This is Canyons News. Catch us every other Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube at 9 p.m.
A coffee chain opened its first location in Santa Clarita last week, and SCV residents came out in droves on opening day. I went to see what the hype was all about. Dutch Brothers Coffee has over 1,000 locations nationwide and has quite a dedicated fan base. And on May 27th, it officially opened in Santa Clarita, creating an immediate buzz.
I've been in line maybe half an hour to 45 minutes. Perfect. Yeah.
And are you excited to have a Dutch Brothers here in
I'm so excited. We haven't had one yet.
Some Santa Clarita residents are happy that there are more options for their caffeine cravings.
Now I have a place that I actually want to go to that's not Starbucks or somewhere else.
What makes Dutch Brothers special isn't the wide variety of caffeinated drinks on the menu, but the tight-knit community that it forms.
Like being around and like having community with everyone that's here. Literally just making a family, and you kind of rely on each other to keep that vibe up.
Broistas and customers alike were having a good time, but one security guard controlling traffic couldn't believe the craze for coffee.
Oh, this is mad. I've never seen nothing like this. This is really mad. It's been going like this since 4:30 this morning, non-stop. So I don't know what's in the coffee. Must be gold. Excitement for Dutch Brothers here in Santa Clarita is extremely high. But with lines around the block, well, the potential for drama is also extremely high. We had one car hit another car because they didn't want to lose a spot in line for some coffee. The drive-through line for Dutch Brothers doesn't seem like it's going to die down anytime soon. But one thing is for sure, Santa Clarita sure loves its coffee.
A local nonprofit is changing how the public views exotic animals that aren't in a zoo. Here is reporter Logan Galarza with more.
Located in Agua Dulce, Animal Tracks is a nonprofit organization directed by Stacy Gunderson.
When we're not a zoo, we're not a petting zoo, we're an immersive sanctuary where we are a healing center for the animal who's been caught in the pet trade, most of them.
Environmental crime is the fourth largest crime in the world, and Animal Tracks offers multiple opportunities for the public to get involved with exotic animal activism by visiting through the choice of public tours up to VIP tours.
And so you get to come and enjoy it, but we're here for the benefit of the animal. Let me just tell you, the volunteers here make our world go round. We could not do this. We have 65 beautiful people that come rain, snow, or shine, come and help us take care of these animals. And I'm talking about the worst kind, picking up their poop, taking out the trash, washing the dishes.
We do look for people who have worked with animals in some capacity if your goal is to work with the animals, because you can also be kitchen staff, you can do stuff that's hands off from the animals.
But their operation is relatively small.
The land that Animal Tracks currently sits on is roughly 1 acre. For reference, the COC track and field right behind me is around double its size at 2 acres, leaving Animal Tracks limited room for expansion for future animal enclosures.
We want these animals to have a bigger, better place. So they're currently on about 1 acre of land, and they're going to spread out into 20 acres.
This deal for expansion 10 minutes up the road allows for Animal Tracks to continue their mission of conservation and awareness as an organization.
Because we are basically mostly volunteers, there's a real want to be here feeling. There's I want to be with the animals. It's a very calm time in many ways.
For Canyons News, I'm Logan Galarza.
For years, the community has been brought together on Friday nights in the Hasley Hall Theater. And the films being shown aren't exactly blockbusters, but that's how the cinema department likes it. Anthony Frias tells us why.
Most people know COC for its academics and athletics. Lately, there's something else drawing people in. On some weeks, the campus theater opens its doors to the whole community for Friday night films. Students, families, anyone who wants to come. But for event organizer Max Keller, this is a passion.
I grew up in Santa Clarita. I was a student here before I was a professor here. I grew up in the Santa Clarita Valley, and we had movie theaters, but as with most suburbs and a lot of other places, you're seeing almost exclusively mainstream Hollywood studio filmmaking, right? The fact is movie tickets are expensive, and we see this as a great community outreach experience, basically, where people can come in and see stuff that's oftentimes outside the norm, whether it's art house cinema, whether it's independent cinema, documentary, foreign film, all that sort of stuff, and give them an opportunity to sort of expand their horizons in terms of art in cinema, and then hopefully it expands beyond that into other art forms too.
It's free. No payment, no ticket, you just show up. But most people who do show up don't even go to school here.
Well, from time to time they have some interesting films here that I wouldn't normally see anywhere else. I've only 9 times out of 10 I see really good films here. Yeah, a great selection.
Most people in Santa Clarita have driven past campus more than 100 times. But on some Friday nights, this gives them a reason to come in. For a lot of them, it's about seeing films that just aren't playing anywhere else. For Canyons News, I'm Anthony Frias.
From oldies to the most modern music. Did you know there's a class on campus that covers all the right notes? Canyons News' Brady Yu has more.
Cover Charge is one of the most exciting and anticipated events to look forward to during the COC school year. For an entire decade, students have had the opportunity to learn the elements of music and perform in front of a live audience.
My name is Bill McPherson. I'm music faculty at College of the Canyons, and I'm the chair of the music department. Well, I've been hired as a full-time professor for 10 years now, and when I got hired, I was hired to build a commercial music program. And it made a lot of sense to have a band that would do commercial music. In other words, cover material and material meant for commercial enjoyment. Cover Charge shows start out with the whole process, the whole semester of rehearsing. We spend 4 months rehearsing, selecting the material, usually deciding on the theme for the semester. This semester happened to be 70s. Next semester is going to be 80s. But we select a theme prior to the next semester because I have a lot of returning students. And then I learn songs over the break, and then we start learning songs from day one.
Interested in joining Cover Charge this fall semester? Contact william.mcpherson at canyons.edu.
Hello, my name is Aaron Swan, and I am the trumpet player for Cover Charge. Initially, I joined Cover Charge because I'd been in the jazz band on campus and then decided on going for a change of pace. Certainly have a little more work for me to do because right now I'm the only wind player in the band. I could end up covering the trumpet part on one song, but then possibly doing the saxophone part on another one. I would say it gives me a sense of community, more people to continue playing with in a different sort of setting than I'm normally used to.
For Canyons News, I'm Brady Yu.
If November and October are about women and men's health, then May is certainly all about culture, as COC celebrated everyone from the Far East to Hawaii and beyond. It's all a part of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Month, and our Carson Kratzberg got a front row seat.
College of the Canyons held its 2-day event of the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebration early in the year in and around the Inn Cultural Center, with the first day being them collaborating with the COC Animation Tournament, where themes turned golden as they showed off the movie K-pop Demon Hunters, and during which they had snacks and crafts and held an animation workshop where you can make your own characters based off of the characters in the movie. Now, on the second day was the actual celebration, where they had a lei-making station, cultural, food, and games, and even had a karaoke dance performance. Guitar Lloyd talked to me about being a descendant of Native Hawaiian via her mom and dad being from Hawaii, and how she hopes that this event can help shine a light on her culture.
It really shows a lot of their culture, because when we dance, say, I was from hula or Tahitian, people just to dance. With this, it shows what it really means to us, and it shows that there's a story there.
And then Rebecca Sue, the AAHNPISAP, talked to me about having this event on 2 days and how this event can help spread awareness to the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander cultures, and how she can use this experience to help with next year's event.
Trial and error. And we wanted to do a 2-day event so that way we could have as many different experiences as possible for students to learn more about Anupiq culture and feel represented.
So they are looking to make this a yearly event with the college and hope this can spread fundings about the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities. With Canada News at the ICC, I'm Carson Kratzberg.
For a local climber, reaching the summit is only part of the reward. Through climbing, he's discovered confidence, community, and a new perspective on overcoming challenges.
For most people, scaling massive rock walls seems impossible. But for local climber Christopher Wiggins, training 6 days a week, facing local competitions, and getting to face some of the same terrain as actors and media, climbing had soon become a pleasure he couldn't ignore. Local indoor climbing gyms and popular local hikes like Stony Point Park are places Wiggins finds himself most.
I got into climbing because a lot of friends in San Diego, including my brother, were big into it, so they kind of invited me. I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty interesting, a little scary, but I'll try it out.
Following this newfound passion, the same prep routine Wiggins used to copy is now one he's mastered. And that first time reaching summit, it became a habit he could no longer ignore.
And then that kind of euphoria of topping out a rock, feeling like you conquered something big, but at the same time, the rock didn't move a single millimeter, even though you were trying really hard. And, you know, a little gecko can run up it in a tenth of the time it took you to get up there. So it's simultaneously humbling, but also just really exhilarating. So, yeah, I think that first time topping out was just really awesome.
And although Wiggins drew inspiration from college friends and family members to reach that peak every time, his grit has inspired something similar within the people around him.
Every single time we talk about rock climbing and me watching him rock climb, you can just tell that he's so motivated and so passionate about his hobby, and that he's always driven to do as best as he can and to improve and what he can do better next.
After playing team sports like soccer and basketball all his life, Christopher says that climbing offers him a different kind of challenge, one that still strengthens his discipline and accountability and community.
And finally, the Cube in Valencia hosted one of its largest hockey tournaments late last month, bringing together dozens of teams from across several states. Reporter Valerie Diaz has more.
Over the course of the tournament, dozens of teams competed in more than 120 games across multiple age divisions. The event also comes during a difficult year for the Santa Clarita Lady Flyers organization, following a deadly crash involving the team while traveling to a tournament earlier this year. Since then, support from hockey communities across several states has continued both on and off the ice.
And having these local tournaments to bring everyone here and show them what the Cube is about and what Flyers hockey is about is a great thing to do.
Organizers say tournaments like this help create opportunities for young athletes while continuing to grow interest in hockey throughout the state. Families and players packed the rink all weekend as teams faced off in one of the area's biggest spring tournaments.
You could see it from the kids who started hockey when they're young to growing up through high school or juniors programs or college. There's a lot of growth in hockey in California, and it just looks like it's going to keep growing.
The Spring Hockey Cup continues to grow as a major spring tournament, with hopes it keeps introducing more young athletes to the sport while strengthening the local hockey community. Reporting for Canyons News, I'm Valerie Diaz.
That does it for this edition of Canyons News. I'm Cole Sand.
And I'm Michaela Eastman. Be sure to subscribe and follow Canyons News on any social media platforms you use.
On behalf of our entire Canyons News team, have a great summer. We will see you next fall.